And this was the plan. Okay, so this is the plan. I think I put this out last week, and what happened was there used to be 7 phases, and I had I think I had like last halves somewhere right. It was either like, yeah, I think it was originally 4, and I was like, I don't need to do last halves. If I'm doing first half and last 7, I don't need to do halves before I jump into routines. So I kind of took that one out, and I was like, 6 phases sounds better to me. So I'm pumped for that. Pumped for that. But yeah, so first comp is still mid-April. And I'm actually we're gonna talk about this 3-week progression right here with the 1 week of skill work and basics. We'll talk about that towards the end because I think I might have overshot how much progress I got in the past 2 weeks. But with that being said, let's take it on to the next screen. For Monday, what do we got? We have floor, pommel horse, and P-bars. And this is just kind of like a casual Monday type of day. Nothing too crazy. Where I wasn't trying to accomplish any of the phases. I was just trying to set the tone for the week. And this is going to eventually build up to being halves on everything except for horse will be a full set and floor will just be back-to-back passes, which is actually what I'm doing here. But I will do all 6, and that's going to be a loaded Monday, and that's what we call it's pre-meet day 1. And then, so that's what you do the very first day you get into a competition arena. You got to feel things out, do your halves, do your back-to-back passes, and then after that you have pre-meet day 2, which is like, a little touch-up recovery for getting ready for your competition mode going into the next day, which is actual competition day. So you got pre-meet day 1, pre-meet day 2, and then you compete. And then you have a rest, recovery, maybe touch-up day, and then you have another competition. And that's like the format for Winter Cup generally and for championships and trials. So that's just what I try to mimic, and I'm not there yet, which is why I'm not doing all 6 quite yet on this day. But, we're slowly piecing that puzzle together. Every week we'll try getting closer and closer to that format. So soon enough we'll be getting there. And yeah, just running through. Always good to see the sticks. Ankles were feeling good for a Monday too. And so on horse, I think last week we were talking about my upgrades. I'm trying to take out my Busnari and my half spindle. Half Savato. And so here's me struggling through it. I still want to keep it in the back pocket for when I do competitions. Like if I ever make an event final situation, I still want to be able to throw it in. But this right here, that Roth into the Fedochenko is one of the upgrades. So that Roth will be in replace of my half Savato. And then I think right here I'm going to do a deep Russian 1 pommel. So that's going to take place in my Busnari. So that's the connection I'm going to do instead of a Busnari, spindle, half Savato, Magyar. I'm just going to do a D Russian to a tongue fade to a triple Russian with the flare spindles before that. So it's a big change, but it actually changes nothing in terms of start value for my routine. But it is going to take out a lot of my a lot of endurance. So it's going to be a shorter routine, as efficient and open, and less room for deduction, which is nice. And so here, I think I might have done that last week. If not, this was the first week I actually got into doing my front 1 1/4 long hang, and it felt really good to get in there. And yeah, Monday I was just getting those sticks. Yeah, I got the salute. And so yeah, oh shoot, yeah, this was the progression for Vault. Vault was feeling spicy this day. I mean, actually, I guess it's been feeling spicy a lot recently. But I am just like really getting onto this board position and getting my heel drive way better than I was before. And I guess I was a little past where I want to be for my angle, but still was able to get the cause double around. Not too shabby. And that says a last half on rings. So this is my missing portion for my pre-meet day 1 routine. And so yeah, we're getting the casino work. Things are starting to be really smooth on this. I'm very, very happy with, I hadn't done Casino Coleman up until this day. I'd only worked them individually, but now I'm piecing it together. And yeah, I tried doing my first 3 for because now I'm trying to get my phase 2 complete. So I'm working on that, but I had to go redo the Liukin because obviously you can't end on a miss. That's just not the way that's not what a good gymnast does. You always got to make the correction before you move on. And yeah, I decided to throw a Brett Schneider. We're going to play that one more time. I mean, there's so many gymnasts that do Brett Schneiders now, like just for to be in the Brett Schneider club. They might not compete it, but they want to just be known as one of the gymnasts that can complete it. So I want to join that club. But really what I'm missing is I'm just twisting so late. Like I should already be initiating my half turn right here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm like really starting to get into the turn. So I'm 6 frames a little too late, but it's all right. This is my first one that I've done, and we're going to be doing a couple more and implementing this correction for the future. But I want to snag that. I want to snag that really bad. So we're going to get there. The time will come. And yeah, now it's time for the last 7. I did not complete the first 3, so I cannot move on from phase 2. But we're hitting everything. I mean, trying to hit my handstands. We're working on me straightening my arm on that Zulu mean, the one-armed looking giant, if you guys don't know the actual term. But it's a little deduction because I usually like pull over and toss my body over, but me bending my arm to do that is a deduction, and I've kind of just I just kind of like haven't thought about it. I haven't been working on those 1/10 details, and there it is, me actually doing my straight arm. So hold on, let me slow that down real quick. Because normally I would bend right here, but now I'm like, all right, no, let's just be patient. Let's be patient. Let's wait. You got to get your chest, and now we have 0 deduction, baby. That's what we like to see. So that was nice. That was real nice. Very happy with how that went. And then, yeah, I did want to redo my dismount because the tap was a little earlier than it should, and that one was much better. What still wasn't what I exactly wanted, but it was 90% what I wanted. And yes, now we're off to rings. I'm not doing any strength yet on rings. I'm just gonna do last halves and constantly build ring strength on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then once I finally get to a place where I'm feeling really good about how much weight I am currently taking off on, because right now I'm in a belt where I have 20 pounds helping me with my strength. So once I get down to 10 pounds, then the following week I'll progress into trying them without any, on the real rings without any belt or anything like that. And so with that being said, we're going to move on to Wednesday, which is going to be our 1-on-6 day. This is our competition day if we're going off that format of the week that I was explaining earlier. But because I did some progressions yesterday, I'm only doing 4 instead of all 6. But we're inching our way there. So let's see how things go. It looks like I got complete, incomplete, and vault was not feeling good on this day. So I was like, let's just do a cos 1.5, call it quits there. But yeah, sorry for the angle. This one's a little further away, but I did decide let's do our first 3. So it was kind of scary me getting that Healy in there. Yeah, I've got a couple checks and balances. But I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'm getting over just the fear factor of of doing a Healy without the mats. Finally, it took so long for me to get there, but I now feel really comfortable with it. And my peach drops, that one was much better. But now I'm getting the last 7. So this is the first time I'm doing all my Suarez, my front 1.25 into this last half, because I was doing the last half last week, and now we're just zipping around getting things done. And moving on from phase 2 to phase 3. And so we're going to hit that on Friday for P-bars, which I'm really looking forward to. But, the studs. I did want to do a double front half here. Wait, did I do it? I might have done it. I went for it, but yeah, I shouldn't have went for it. It was definitely a little low and dangerous landing. But I did want to, do my perfection work, of course. Hit the Healy, and then we're going to hit the, back-to-back Heelys. Just so I can really build a little more muscle memory in there, because it's second skill in my routine, so I want to replicate that. And then a much better double front half, but over-rotated. I overcompensated, but, I figured the problem was solved. And as you can see, we do have a leak in our floor, or in our roof over the floor, hence why that trash can is sitting there. But we got 1 stick there. We got the 2.5 double front, 2 sticks there, so things are really flying. And then I really want this double front half, and what do? I'm going for it, and I can't remember how this one goes. Yeah, I put the hands down. So I failed the phase 1, unfortunately, or phase 2. So I cannot progress to phase 3, but I'm like, let's try it again. Still not the landing I wanted, especially because I'm taking the Randy out for the double front half. It's kind of a bummer, because doing that was supposed to be a landing deduction save, and I still didn't do good, but That's all right. It's something to work on for the next weeks. But it was nice that this second or the last 7 finally get to use that portion of that that element because it did not go the way I wanted. But now it's better. I was able to get some practice. And yeah, there I am. I am definitely dead today. I forgot how this day went, but I think I'm ending. No. This is. I think I did put these videos out of order. This is my last event, and so I am definitely very tired. But I was like, all right, let's keep going. I still got the stick, but yeah, I was way too gassed for that double full. And let's see how the dismount goes. I think this goes better than I thought it was going to go. I don't think I die, so that's the best part that I'm going for. And yes, all right. So yeah, a little under rotated, but I'll take that for now, especially when I'm gassed enough to fall on my double full. That's just the way it goes. I did not clip that one very well. And then I think I do it over again because, I just always got to do that. Still not perfect, but I'll take it. I'll take it for now. But yeah, horse, I'm finally putting in all my new skills. And so this is me doing the first half for the very first time. So no Busnari there. Just step down right into the flare spindle. And, I got it. It was the first time I've ever done that. So it was a little shaky, but... I can build up from there in the following weeks. And now I'm doing a last 7 with all my new additions. And so it was a little sloppy, but honestly, the rhythm of it feels so good, so consistent. This routine is just so much shorter that I have all this energy at the end of the routine to focus on a lot more details. And I think it's honestly going to pan out because once I salute for a routine like at the Olympics or at World Championships, I always have this thought that Busnari is in my head. Like, this routine is so hard because I do a Busnari. Now I take the Busnari out and I throw in some things that are just 2 Ds. I replace the F and a B with 2 Ds, same start value. And it's just like a lot less mental stress for the high level competitions. So really looking forward to that. And so Thursday obviously took a little chill pill, nothing too crazy. But then we're getting into Friday where we did our 1-on-6. And it's time to see, let's see. Vault, yeah, we got the cause double. And I'm actually going to throw in Monday's workout so we can show the cause double and a half. But yeah, we'll get to that after this. And the P-bars, we did complete phase 2, so we move on to phase 3. But I will, you'll see how P-bars goes. We obviously hit it. So, and then I still am missing high bar phase 2. I'm starting to think that maybe I'll change my goal for not doing the Liukin, but maybe just doing a lay and then a straddle half. And then once I get into a good routine shape, then put the Liukin in. But some things that I'm going to think about in the future, and we'll kind of touch on it as we cruise through. And floor, I do, yeah, okay. It says enough. I know you guys see that. And we'll see. I might stay at phase 3 because it wasn't quite what I wanted, but it was close. So I'm on the board. Maybe I'll let you guys be the judge of it. But yeah, we'll move on from there, and let's see how we start. Because, yeah, here's our vault. Cause double, feeling real good. Like, sweet. Vault, check. On to the next one. Let's go to P's. We're going to do our first half with the last 7. So, I'm still real wobbly, real walky on these first elements, but much more confident on that Healy. And, yeah, I'm cursing at myself right now watching these, watching that, the walking and the hand stepping. Like, really, really irks me, but I will be better at that, I promise. That's something I really pride myself on once I get into a really good routine shape and rhythm. And so, yeah, that's my first half. Success. So now we need to go into the last 7. So we got Adrian on high bar too, so he's making a little appearance. We got to share the cameras out here, guys. So, first 3. Honestly, I was so mind blown with how quick the Suarez to front 1/4 long hand came. It honestly felt like riding a bike. And I mean, it definitely takes like a certain level of strength and fitness to be good enough to have the confidence for it. But it's nice to know that on my second week back, that it's already there. And so double front, yeah. See, I was mad because I wanted that to be a double front half, but it wasn't. But I was like, it's good enough, right? And so high bar, I was a little sloppier, but I also was really tired at this point. And yeah, oh my god, yeah, I forgot. I went so close to the bar on this one here. I'll tell you what point I realized I messed up. Right here, I'm opening way earlier than I normally should for a Coleman, and then you'll see I kick up, and all of a sudden I'm like opening, and I'm not even over the bar. I'm looking down at the bar, and I'm like, oh no. So yeah, I was like, all right, let's just over rotate it and throw it back so I don't seriously injure myself. Some quick thinking, but I was like, we got to do it again. All right, Casina. I'm exhausted now. I'm like, all right, but do your tap right. All right, things are flowing. A little sloppy on the legs, but, I'm tired. I'm saying, let's go for the Liukin. It's honestly better, and then I just, Dino Arm it. I didn't catch the way I should have. So I did not complete Phase 2 still. I might do just the layout and then the straddle half next week. But we'll see. We'll see, because I do really like doing the Liukin, and I want that to be in as soon as possible, but I can't win every battle, unfortunately. And sometimes you just gotta do the endurance work, and then after the endurance work, you can put in the harder skills with that endurance. So we're making some progress. I've got some moving parts, that's for sure, but I do feel like this is going a lot better. I do have a lot of comfortability and muscle memory with all this last 7. And my endurance on high bar is good. I'm just not being successful with that Liukin after the first 2 elements. And so then we're off to floor. Did not stick the double pike. I honestly have been on a good streak of sticking those double pikes, which has been really nice, but I finally broke the streak. And yeah, double full, double front. I have been sticking a lot of those recently. Then I'm not going to lie, that feels good. That always feels really good. So then we're going to take it off into double front. And I was supposed to do a double front half, but that felt like a really good one. But my hand slipped on my leg, and so I didn't do it. And that's why it was close enough. And so I think I'm ready to do a routine on floor. That's just what my gut tells me. So I'll let you guys decide. Should I move on to doing a full set, which is Phase 3, or Phase 4, or should I stay at Phase 3? So let me know what you guys think. Did I complete it enough to move on to Phase 4, or am I just lying to myself? And yeah, the double full much better. Still was not as rotated as I want it to be, but it's fine. I'm still still coming back, but that would be the big challenge, honestly. If I were to do a full set, the double full would be the hardest part of that routine. And I am mad. I stuck the 2.5 double front, but I did not stick the back double full, guys. That's punishment worthy right there. And then the triple full, not too shabby. A little hop, not as controlled as I wanted, but pipe that down. And so yeah, we're going to take this on to horse. I'm going to keep my Busnari work going. So here's my Busnari of the day, just to keep it alive. And then we're going to send it into our first half. And this is going to include the Tung Fei, or the Roth not into the triple Russian. But I should have honestly done it into the triple Russian. And this flare spindle goes better because I added another flare just to set my tempo. I was trying to be skeezy with my circles and my endurance, but I was like, one flare is fine and it's totally worth it. But here's where I do the Roth, and I'm like, wait, what do? I need to do Russians out of it, but the last half ends with the Roth. It just ends with a circle. So my mind was stuck on doing a circle, but I was like, that's just not right. That's not what I do. And so then I decided, I still got to do it again in my last 7, and I had to slop through that one a little bit. But in a way, I was like, I think if I were thinking the right things before that last half, I would be fine. And I have great endurance at this point, so I was like, maybe I'm good enough to move on to doing a full routine for the next practice, just so I can check my endurance when it's full set, because my endurance feels better than just doing a last 7 and a first half. I want to try it all together. And so I'm saying close enough. Just a gym nerd says move on to Phase 4. I'm down for that. So yeah, endurance is good. That's what matters. So we're going to keep moving on. And so here's my vault from Monday. And I'm going to just slow this down because I kind of want to break down the thought process of what is changing in my approach to vault. So what I've realized is, here, I'm going to slide this over actually. What I've realized is my vault is the best way to come off the vault table. Here, let's move this. We're going to get active with this one. Is when I am blocking and my body, so let's say this is the table. When I block, the position I want my body to be in is like this, where my hips are facing the wall in front of me. My head is looking down my hand, and this arm is starting to pull me up this way. And so I was like, if I come off the table in this position, it's a perfect vault. Like, that's exactly what I want. That's what the best vaulters do in the world. So I was like, all right, so from when I punch on the board, how can I, as fast as possible, get to this position? And so what I started thinking of was punching on the board low, and then the first thing I do is move my hips this way so that as I'm entering the vault table, my hips are opening and I'm getting good heel drive. And from there, I'm thinking of watching my hand and I'm using this back of the shoulder. So I punch, hips open, left shoulder opens, and I'm getting here. But what I'm doing with my right hand or my block hand is watching it reach towards the table. So I punch, open, 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 and then from there, I have this huge sit-up action, and I'm able to flip and rotate right into it. And so that has been the big progression that I've made on vault, of just like switching the gears in my mind. And so because I finally like pieced all this together, I was able I was able to get, a vault that I honestly will say I never thought, even on this surface, it's not a competition level surface, but never in my like wildest years would I have thought that this is a vault I'd be capable of competing. And so here it is. I do my cause 2.5, 6.0 start value, and obviously I get juiced. I'm like super pumped. But yeah, I'm gonna just like slow-mo that, because don't get me wrong, it's still a little sloppy, but the idea is still there. So here I am on the board, right? Punch, drive the heels. I am like actively trying to get, you see how my body goes from facing the table into a quarter position? I am actively trying to do that by pulling the back of my shoulder and pulling my hips to the side. I want to get in that quarter position as fast as possible. And then from there, I'm able to block, and look at that. Like, my hand is looking down at the table, and I've got a little knee bend. I'd like my hips to be a little more open instead of my knees bending that way. But this is very close to that position where my arm is back here, I'm looking at the table, and I've got that, that arch curved position into this sit-up. And then from there, I'm exactly where I want to be. At vertical, I'm looking, like my body is straight forward, and I'm wrapping into a twist. And from there, you can do as many twists as you think you can out of it. And so that was a very, very big move that I made. And I did want to just briefly chat about I wanted to put this video in because the next week is I'm not going to do another live for 2 weeks, because, so I guess here's the best way for me to put this. My body has definitely been feeling, it felt a lot of the impact of the progressions that I made for this week. So I my elbow was starting to get a little inflamed again. My back was feeling really tight. My legs have just been like this constant like feeling of soreness for like the past week. And so I was kind of like pushing through it a little bit. And as you can tell, let me go back to this guy. So essentially I have I have my 3-week progression right here, right? So it's like 3 weeks and 1 week of skill work and basics. I've learned in my past that I do 3 weeks of very good work, and then all of a sudden that 4th week has always just been a struggle. And I noticed that trend all last year as I was training. And so in my mind I started like actually realizing you need to work really hard for 3 weeks, and you need to give your body 1 week to rest. And so usually it's a 3-to-1 ratio. That's how it was working. I think what happened was with this week, I did 2 weeks where I was like I went from here to here, like way more aggressively, a much steeper gain. And so then I think that 1 week ended up coming a week sooner. And that's kind of where I'm at, where this whole week I've just been like, my body's been recovering. I've been recouping. I really haven't done any gymnastics since Monday when I did that vault. And I've just been doing a lot of basics, a lot of strength and conditioning, lots of things just to keep my body active, but not really doing the impact of gymnastics. And so I've been saving myself, recovering, and getting ready for next week so I can keep going on this trend where I'm not going to be going like this anymore. It's going to be a more gradual trend. And I think from that, I'll be able to hit 3 weeks of great progression and then lead into my 1 week of skill work and basics. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And that's why I'm not going to have another video at the end of this week, but at the following next week. Because I haven't accomplished any phases this week, but I think it's because I just need to listen to my body, let it recover. Not push it beyond its limits, but just say, hey, this is your down week. That's fine. Everyone has to have a down week. You can't just always be going up. And I used to live that way, and I think that's why I always got hurt. And so now I'm listening, taking the precautions, and then we're going to go hard the following week. And so that's everything that